Hey guys, it's me, Anissa B. Welcome to my asylum. Ew. I'm just super excited. My series is pretty much complete for now. My special effects versus beauty series. So now we're moving on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're moving on to something completely different. Today I felt really frisky. I've been wanting the Violet Boss or Boss Violet. I can't remember which way, if I'm even saying it right. But I wanted the highlighter palette forever and ever and ever. And it's been sold out, even on the website and Sephora. So I have this Crayon palette. Hold on one second. Let me actually go get it. Okay, I'm back. So I got this in a special effects store. It's called Camera Ready. They have a lot of special effects stuff. So I couldn't find the palette I wanted, but I really like Crayon. And it is liquid based, so it's like you have to be very careful because it'll smear. But I thought this was super duper cool and I wanted to try it. So I just tried this color in the middle, obviously. Pretty cool. I think it came out good. I'm enjoying it. I think it looks good. Yeah. So that was one thing I wanted to say. I got frisky, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there will be days in my next videos coming up where I won't have makeup on at all. I will just do possibly a special effects look or a beauty look. It really just depends on how I feel that day. Like I said before, special effects is my passion. It's something that literally is like runs through my veins. I don't know why. It sounds kind of wicked, but it's real. On top of that, like you saw in my introduction, my tongue look, it's gonna be fun. What I will say, guys, is air dry clay may not possibly like be the best material to use as a mold, but that's what I had, and I couldn't find the actual like harder clay, because as you've seen like through my steps, every time I try to pull the tongue out, it kind of broke up into little pieces, got stuck into the material of the tongue and stuff. So may not be the best mold to use, but it works for me. You just have to be super patient and be willing to pull out the tongue if there's some like, you know, default or something. You just kind of like have to, or defects, default. You have to kind of like use your spatula and just use whatever gelatin you have and fill in the holes or the rips like I did and make it work. Improvise, you know? So if anything I learned today while doing this look was that clay was not the right clay, but it didn't stop me. So that means that if I can do it, so can you. It was my first time ever doing it. So I'm super excited to share this. And I really, really hope, once again, like I sound like a broken record, but I don't care. I hope that you guys start putting pictures of you guys trying these things and in the comments below, because that would be super awesome. I really, really would love to, you know, share each other's art. I think it's super duper important to kind of uplift each other and just continue to be creative. Anyhow, guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like my channel, hit the bell for notifications for the next episode, and also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Well, anyways, let's get to that look. Take care, guys. Bye. Here we are, guys. So I was using the air dry clay, which was completely the wrong clay unless you have a few days to make a mold of something and let it dry for a few days, not just 1 or 2 days. It needs to dry for literally like 4 days. I'm gonna mash it up with this roller from the kitchen. And then I'm gonna start to carve in the middle. I do not have a carving tool, so I'm gonna use my spatula and kind of shape out this tongue I like to make the clay super thick because your tongue is thick. So we are gonna make sure that it's thick enough to fill the gelatin into. And I'm basically gonna keep doing that until I feel completely satisfied with the depth of how deep I want this tongue to be. My little guy was in the room with me and he thought it was time to play with Play-Doh. So you may see a little tiny hand or two. But you just want to continue to like shape this out and make sure you give it that right amount of like width on the top. And then, you know, as a tongue gets narrow at the tip of it, when you stick it out, you kind of want to do that. After you're done doing that, you want to grab another slice of clay, and you're gonna flatten this one out quite a bit more than the first piece that you created. And that would be the top of the tongue, the top layer of the tongue. So you wanna mold it out kind of like shaped like a pizza. And you want it to be able to be big enough to overlap the mold area. And you're gonna also take a little tiny piece and put it in the middle so that you can give your tongue a bit of a dimple in the middle, or that, like, you know, that line in the middle of the tongue. And you want to kind of like just make sure that's completely blended in. And then after you're done doing that, you will grab one of your eyelash brushes. I forgot what the heck it's called. I'm so terrible, but you're gonna use that to make details on the tongue to give it those like dented look. So after 24 hours, you want to warm up your gelatin. I use some foundation and fake blood to give it more of that tongue color, somewhat of that tongue color. And once I warm it up in the microwave for about 40 seconds, I will pour it into the mold and kind of let it overflow. You want to slowly pull the mold out, and because I didn't let it dry long enough, it's kind of stuck into the gelatin, which I'm not too sure if soft clay is the way to go at all, but I just kind of pulled out the tongue very, very carefully. And if there are pieces in the tongue from the clay, you can easily just run it under cold water and clean it. Warmed up the gelatin again and filled in any hole that may have been an issue for my liking. Kind of gave the tongue a little bit more texture with my eyelash brush, and also just kind of like pulled the gelatin as it was drying on the tongue. I still got a lot of debris in my tongue, but that's okay. I'm gonna use this NYX setting powder just so that the tongue is a little bit less shiny and I can work with it. It's not as sticky. And then I'm going to use this fork and just stab it in between the tongue. I know it kind of looks wicked. And of course, my scab blood, my favorite scab blood, Ben 9 scab blood. Just gonna put this on each fork point, I guess that's what you call them. So I'm gonna just kind of wrap it into the areas of where the holes are that when I stab the tongue. And I'm gonna go in with stage blood, and I'm gonna use one of those black texturized bristles and just kind of wet it up with blood. And there you have it, guys. This is the way I made my tongue. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys can recreate this look, maybe not using the same exact clay I use, or maybe if you try to wait just a few more days before you actually become super thirsty and need to make it right away. I hope that you guys subscribe, like my channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and just continue to follow me here. Stay healthy, guys, and keep dreaming. Till next time. Bye.